In a packed auditorium crackling with tension, Barack Obama stood calm at the podium when Donald Trump stormed in from the back, red-faced and furious, launching his usual birther attack. And without missing a beat, Obama turned straight to him with a cold smile and dropped a savage bombshell exposing Trump's own disturbing comments about Ivanka in a way so brutal and personal that it left Trump speechless. Sweating and spiraling into a complete public meltdown right before the stunned crowd as the room sat packed tight, the air thick and heavy like before a big storm with hundreds of people shoulder to shoulder, some leaning forward, others gripping their chairs while cameras lined the walls, red lights blinking, and Barack Obama stepped up to the podium, tall and steady, his dark suit sharp under the bright lights. Looking out at the crowd with that calm, no-fancy introduction presence, simply nodding once and starting to talk, saying, "Listen, we're in a tough spot right now." His voice clear and steady, cutting through the quiet. Families are struggling with bills, healthcare costs are crushing people, and the country feels more split than ever. But here's what I believe. We've been through hard times before, and we've come out stronger when we choose unity over anger. The truth doesn't disappear just because someone shouts louder. We can still build something better if we face facts and work together. He paused, letting the words sink in as the crowd locked in, nodding along, a few people even clapping quietly. Then Obama leaned forward, a little eyes serious. The future isn't decided by fear or old grudges. It's in our hands, all of us. If we're willing to listen and move forward. And right then, as he said the word truth, a loud, sharp laugh ripped through the room. From the back, heads snapped around, and there he was, Donald Trump, standing near the rear doors with his arms crossed, that familiar smirk on his face. He hadn't been announced. He hadn't asked permission. He just showed up and pushed his way forward a few steps, eyes locked on Obama like, "It was personal. You're still peddling that hope and change crap." Trump's voice boomed out loud and rough, cutting Obama off mid-sentence. "Give me a break. The real question people still want answered is simple. Where the hell were you born, Barack? Because a lot of us still aren't buying it." The room froze, gasps and murmurs spread fast. Phones started coming out, and Trump didn't stop. He took another step closer, pointing a finger straight at the podium. "8 years you had, and look at the mess. Weak borders, bad deals, and now you're back trying to lecture everybody. Come clean." For once, Obama stopped talking. He didn't flinch. He just stood there, hands resting lightly on the podium, and looked straight at Trump for exactly 3 long seconds. The entire room held its breath. No one moved. Then a slow, cold smile crept across Obama's face, not friendly, not warm, but sharp and knowing, like he'd been waiting for this exact moment. The tension snapped tight in the air. Trump's voice got louder, bouncing off the walls like he owned the place. "Where were you born, Barack? Huh? Tell the truth for once. We all know that birth certificate was phony. You've been lying to America from day one." He jabbed his finger forward again and again, face twisted. "With that same old anger, 8 years of you, and what did we get? Nothing but weakness and division. Now you're back here acting like some wise man. Pathetic." The crowd shifted uncomfortably. Some people whispered, others looked shocked. Phones were already recording everything. Obama didn't dodge or look away. He slowly turned his whole body to face Trump directly, eyes locked on him across the room. The tension was electric. Then, in a calm, clear voice that carried to every corner, he said it. "The truth is, Ivanka is your stepdaughter, dead." Silence for a full second. Nobody breathed. The entire room went completely still, like someone had hit pause on the whole scene. Then Trump's face turned deep red, almost purple. His eyes bulged. "What the hell did you just say?" He exploded, voice cracking with rage. "You sick son of a bitch. How dare you bring my daughter into this? You're disgusting." People gasped. A few stood up. The shock hung thick in the air. Trump was fuming, chest heaving, spit flying as he kept shouting, "This is low, even for you, Obama. You're attacking my family now. You have no class." But Obama stayed planted right where he was, behind the podium, calm as ever. Trump started marching forward, taking 5 heavy steps closer to the stage. Fists clenched so tight his knuckles went white. Security looked nervous, but nobody moved yet. The closer Trump got, the more the room felt like it might explode. Obama didn't back up an inch. He simply raised one hand, palm out, in a clear "stop right there" gesture. His face stayed steady, almost bored, which only made Trump angrier. "You're a fraud," Trump bellowed, still advancing. "You lied to the whole country. You're not even American. Everything about you is fake." Obama cut him off, sharp voice slicing through Trump's shouting like a knife. "You want to talk about the truth, Donald? Or do you just want to keep yelling and making a fool of yourself?" The question hit hard. Trump stopped mid-step, mouth open, face burning. The whole room was hanging on every word. Now Trump kept raging like a cornered animal, his voice growing ragged. As he paced back and forth near the back of the room, "This is a fake presidency," he bellowed, jabbing his finger toward Obama with every word. "Everything about you is fake. You lied to the American people for 8 damn years, and now you crawl back here acting like some kind of hero. It's all bullshit. Fake. Weak leadership. Open borders. Terrible deals. None of it worked because of you." His face was beet red sweat. Already beating on his forehead under the hot lights, the crowd was buzzing louder now, some people shouting for him to sit down while others cheered him on. The energy in the room had turned chaotic. Phones held high, recording every second Obama stood behind the podium, completely still, watching Trump unravel. He waited just long enough for the shouting to peak, then leaned forward into the microphone, his voice calm but sharp enough to cut through the noise. "You want to talk about family and truth? Donald, fine. Let's talk about what you said on the Howard Stern show back in 2006. The host asked you point blank about Ivanka getting breast implants. You didn't shut it down. You didn't defend her. Instead, you sat there and said she had always been very voluptuous. You described her body on national radio, tall almost 6 feet. An amazing beauty. You bragged about your own daughter like she was some trophy. That's the kind of family values you brought to the table." The words hit the room like a slap. Gasps rippled through the crowd. A woman in the front row covered her mouth in disbelief. Several people shifted in their seats, whispering furiously. Trump froze for a split second, his mouth opening and closing before the rage fully exploded. Across his face, he looked like he'd been punched before he could fire back. A man in a plain navy jacket stood up from the middle rows he was in, his late 50s, calm but determined. "I was there that day in 2006, he announced, voice carrying clearly. "I worked production on the Stern show. This isn't hearsay. Listen for yourselves." He raised his phone high so everyone could see and hit play. The speakers crackled then. Trump's younger, unmistakable voice filled the entire hall. "She's actually always been very voluptuous. She's tall, she's almost 6 feet tall, and she's an amazing beauty." The audio played loud and clean, every word crystal clear. The crowd erupted, shocked. Murmurs turned into loud gasps and angry chatter. Some people stood up. The tension was so thick it felt hard to breathe. Trump's eyes went wide with panic. "That's AI," he screamed, voice cracking. "You faked that tape. It's all deep fake bullshit, fake news trying to destroy me again." He was breathing hard, pointing wildly at the man with the phone. "Turn that crap off." Obama stepped slightly to the side of the podium, eyes locked on Trump. His voice stayed steady and cold. 2006, Donald. Think about it. Artificial intelligence that could fake a voice like that didn't exist back then. No deep fakes, no fancy editing software that could pull this off. That was you on live radio, your own words coming out of your own mouth. Trump completely lost control. He spun around, jabbing his shaking finger first at the witness and then straight at Obama. His hand trembled with fury as spit flew from his mouth. "You people set this up," he roared, voice breaking. "This is a total setup. You're all in on it, liars. Frauds, you planned this whole damn thing to frame me." His face was twisted with pure desperation. Now the room was on the verge of chaos. Half the audience standing, security guards edging closer, cameras flashing non-stop. Trump was still breathing hard, eyes wild as he tried to claw back control of the room. "This is all AI bullshit," he shouted, waving his arms wildly. "Obama's using fake technology to smear me deep. Fakes voice cloning, whatever the hell they've got now. You people are desperate. You can't beat me fairly. So you pull this crap." His voice cracked as he kept going, accusing Obama of orchestrating the whole thing with Hollywood tricks and liberal tech billionaires. The crowd was split, some booing, others yelling for Trump to shut up. The chaos was growing. Phones still recording every second. Obama waited for the noise to hit its peak again, then raised a single sheet of paper from the podium. He held it up so the cameras could see it clearly. "Since you want to keep talking about fakes, Donald, let's talk about real evidence," Obama said, voice steady and ice cold. "This is an internal email from your own 2011 campaign, dated March 17, 2011, sent from one of your senior strategists to the whole team. In it, you personally signed off on pushing the birther story even though your people told you I was born in Hawaii. The email says, quote, Hawaii birth is confirmed, but we should keep the controversy alive. It's bringing in huge crowds and donations from the base. Your own team, Donald, your own words. The room went dead quiet for a beat, then exploded with murmurs and gasps. People leaned forward trying to see the paper in Obama's hand. Trump's. face twisted in disbelief and fury. That's fake, totally made up, he screamed. You doctored that email. More lies before Trump could continue. A woman in her mid-40s stood up from the third row. She was dressed professionally, hair pulled back tight. I worked as your assistant in 2011, she said loudly, voice clear and steady. My name is Sarah Klein. I was copied on that exact email. I helped schedule the calls. Where? You told the team to keep the birther stuff going even after you saw the Hawaii confirmation. This email is real. I saved a copy because I knew one day this would come out. She held up her own printed copy and a flash drive. The crowd erupted again, louder. This time shouts of holy shit, and this is insane filled the hall. Trump looked stunned, his mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water. You're a traitor. He finally roared at the woman. I'll sue you. You're all lying. He started moving forward aggressively, shoving past a couple of people heading straight toward the stage. His face was bright red, veins bulging in his neck. Two big security guards immediately stepped in, grabbing his arms and holding him back. Trump struggled hard, trying to break free, yelling, "Let me go. I'll handle this myself." Obama didn't move an inch from his spot. He stayed completely calm, looking down at Trump as the guards held him in place. In a low, cold voice that cut through all the noise, he said, "Donald, this isn't a joke. This is evidence. Real emails, real people who worked for you, real proof that you knew the truth but kept lying to America for political gain." Trump was sweating heavily now, big drops rolling down his face and soaking his collar. His hair looked messy under the lights. He started stammering, words tumbling out in a messy jumble. This is you. Set me up. All of you. Fake email, fake witness. I didn't. His voice cracked and he couldn't finish sentences. The once powerful man looked small and desperate, trapped between the two guards while the entire room watched him fall apart. Trump was completely unraveling now, sweat pouring down his face as he yanked against the security guard's grip. This is all AI, he screamed over and over, voice cracking and hoarse. Fake news, deep fakes. You're using Hollywood bullshit to frame me. This is all AI. Fake, fake, fake. He kept repeating the same words like a broken record. Eyes, wild spit flying from his mouth. The crowd was getting louder, some people laughing in disbelief, others yelling back at him. The whole room felt like it was seconds away from exploding. Then Obama did something nobody expected. He stepped out from behind the podium, walked down the two small stairs, and started moving straight toward Trump. The audience gasped. Security looked shocked but didn't stop him. Obama kept walking slowly and confidently until only about 3 meters separated the two men. He stopped, looked Trump dead in the eyes, and spoke. In a calm, powerful voice that carried through the entire hall, "You can keep screaming all you want, Donald, but 330 million Americans are watching and hearing the truth right now. Not your noise, the truth." The room fell into a stunned hush for a moment. Trump stared back, breathing like a bull. But Obama wasn't finished. He raised his hand and nodded toward the big screen behind the stage. "And here's more truth. You can't scream away," Obama said. "This is video from 2011. You, Donald, personally signing documents to push the birther lie even after you knew better. Then you tried to erase the records. But somebody kept the original footage. A man in the back row stood up, a cameraman who had worked events for Trump back then. I shot this myself in 2011, he announced. Never released it until today." He hit play. The giant screen lit up. With clear, sharp video, Trump sitting at a desk, pen in hand, signing papers while saying, "Keep this birther thing going, it's gold for us." Then later in the same clip, Trump telling an aide, "Delete the files after we're done. Make it disappear." The crowd went absolutely wild. Gasps, shouts, and angry murmurs filled the air. Trump snapped, "Completely lies. All lies," he roared, thrashing against the guards. "You're all traitors. Fake video, fake everything. I'll destroy all of you." He pointed wildly at Obama. Then at the audience, screaming nonsense words that barely made sense anymore. His face was bright purple, veins popping, sweat flying everywhere. He looked totally unhinged, like a man who had finally broken in public security, tightened their hold as Trump tried to lunge forward one last time. Then suddenly he ripped himself free, spun around, and started storming toward the exit. The crowd watched in stunned silence, but right before he reached the door, Trump stopped, turned back, and pointed a shaking finger straight at Obama. "You will regret this," he growled, voice low and vicious. "Mark my words, you will regret this." Obama stood his ground, looked straight at him, and gave a small, calm smile. "I've been hearing that since 2011. Donald still waiting." The door slammed behind Trump as he stormed out. The entire room erupted, some cheering, some sitting in shocked silence. Obama stood alone in the middle of the floor for a moment, then slowly walked back up the steps to the podium. He didn't pick up where he left off on his original speech. Instead, he looked out across the silent crowd, leaned forward, and spoke in a strong, clear voice that cut straight through the quiet. Today wasn't about two men arguing, Obama said. Today was the moment when the truth finally beat the screaming. No more noise, no more lies, just the facts standing tall. He paused, letting those words sink deep into every person in the room. Then he raised his hand toward the control booth. Show them everything, he said, all of it, one more time. The giant screen behind him lit up again. First came the 2006 Howard Stern audio, Trump's own voice bragging about Ivanka's body playing loud and unmistakable. Next appeared the 2011 internal campaign email, zoomed in so everyone could clearly read the words, "Keep the birther controversy alive. It's bringing in huge crowds and donations." Then the unreleased 2011 video rolled. Trump signing the documents, then telling his aide to delete the records. Every piece of evidence played back. To back raw and undeniable, the crowd watched in stunned silence as the full weight of the proof hit them all over again. Suddenly, someone started clapping, then another. Within seconds, the whole room erupted into loud, thunderous applause. Many people jumped to their feet. Cheers and whistles filled the hall. The standing ovation grew stronger, rolling through the crowd like a wave. Some were cheering for Obama. Others were simply relieved the truth had finally come out in such a public way. As the applause continued, a calm but sharp narrator's voice came over the speakers, cutting through the noise with finality. "We didn't just watch a debate tonight. We witnessed the exact moment when the truth finally defeated the noise. The screaming is over. The facts remain. The only question left is this: next time, who will be brave enough to stand up?" The lights in the room slowly dimmed. The big screen faded to black. All that remained was a single spotlight on Barack Obama standing alone at the podium. He didn't smile, he didn't wave. He just stood there, calm and steady, his eyes filled with quiet determination. The image burned itself into everyone's minds. One man unflinching, facing down the chaos and winning with nothing but the truth.